Liftoff. Chapter 9.
"I didn't catch that," said Zeke. "What will be soon enough?"
Old Joe drew a breath.
"Okay, Molly and I, that is, have seen it before. People get wrapped up in these designs in the notebooks, and they react in different ways."
"Yes," added Molly, "that's right. It isn't just a single reaction. It's more like a spectrum of reactions, from indifference to a mild curiosity, from being undisturbed to being agitated. You two are clearly in the latter category."
"And," continued old Joe, "are the ones that tend to disappear soon after they become upset. That is why we locked up the notebook. There isn't any of us, aside from Artie it seems, that can be around it without being affected by it. And it's only a matter of time before it gets him as well."
"So," Artie observed, "looking at those drawings kind of makes you sick. Got any ideas as to why that might be?"
Old Joe, topping off the coffees, replied, "We have had many theories from time to time. At the moment, our personal favorite is quantum entanglement, meaning that you can view any one figure as a standalone. They are all entangled in one another, as if they are component parts of a single structure. If you assemble the pieces in the right way, what might emerge is anything from a machine of some sort to perhaps a new language. And along the way it overpowers us. It seems to make us dizzy because either the machine is spinning too fast with all these complex moving parts, or what it is trying to tell us is being perceived as being cataclysmic."
"Then," Artie pointed out, "how are we ever to find any answers if we either have to lock the book away from us or ourselves away from it?" Molly reflected. "There are two of us here who strongly react to the notebook. These two, Walt and Zeke. They have insights the rest of us haven't formed yet. It may be at a subconscious level, but we might be able to uncover why they reacted in the way they did."
"That book kind of turned my head in as if I got the flu," said Zeke. "It was kind of overwhelming, like one of those TV commercials where they double the volume unexpectedly and they try and drown you in non-stop information."
Walt muttered,
"Look, it seems to make me queasy, like being stuck on a roller coaster, slowly crawling your way up to the top, and then plunging down the far side without any brakes."
Artie, assembling the meager bits of info, thoughtfully said, "Quantum entanglement leads me to be thinking of intermeshed gears, where the sum created is greater than the individual component parts. I'm thinking outside the box here, but could they be instructions for a time machine?"
Nobody replied right away, but an exchange of looks took place in the room.
"And if that's so," continued Artie, "is it possible? Are we ourselves a missing part that it needs to work?"
Later, back at Billingsworth, Walter and Zeke huddled together. Zeke said, "I don't like the sound of the whole time machine idea. I ain't gonna be a missing part in anybody's clock." Walter snorted back, "You idiot. Time machine is not a clock. If anything, it's sort of the opposite. In theory, you could tell time by it, setting the dials to the time and date you wanted to go. I guess if you looked at the settings when you got in, it would indeed tell you the time. But it's more than just a clock. With our luck, we'd probably end up in a cuckoo clock time machine, announcing the hour on sliding purchase. Still needs someone to wind it up or replace its batteries. Needs an operator to set it to the desired time, and perhaps the location for all we know. Sounds like a lot of work, and who's going to land the thing? It's all idle speculation at this point, not worth working ourselves up over. Still, you heard Molly and Joe. Our reaction to those figures means something. They think we're getting close to being the next ones to vanish. I wouldn't worry about it. No great loss to leave this place behind. Can another destination be any worse? I suppose. Still, we should find a way to keep tabs on one another. What are you gonna do? Start wearing the bell? You know, there are days I wonder about you. How about getting together before breakfast each morning and touching base at the end of the day? Or staying apart might work just as well. They will have a time trying to nab both of us if we're far apart. No point in making things easy for them. We could alter our patterns, do different things on different days. That would keep them on their toes. You know it's all theory at this point. You know what the definition of theory is, Walt? It means there are plenty of supporting evidence to suspect the theory might be correct. A hypothesis is the stage the eventual theory has to pass through before being recognized as theory. And this feels like a hypothesis to me. Seems like a hippopotamus to me, too. And all you can see sticking out from the water is a pair of eyes.